back. Welcome back to Secret Black People Meeting. Here's our new segment, the Couch Convo panel. We're going to be talking about gun violence. So we brought in a political comedian, Eric Abbenante. He's also the co-creator of this show. He makes everything run smoothly because I'm just all over the place.
And I'm here for diversity. You know?
That is true. So yeah, we brought Eric in, and we've got some comedians here with different perspectives and how they feel about gun violence in America, and we're going to talk about that. Like, one of the reasons I asked Chaz to come, he's from Florida. There is a law in Florida called Stand Your Ground, and basically it means you can legally fire off on somebody if you do feel like your life is in danger. And the thing is, you being scared and your life is in danger is so subjective across cultural lines. And with a lot of the racism that goes on in Florida, that means a lot of bad for people of color, because that's basically how Trayvon Martin was killed. You know, they said Jordan Zimmerman.
That's exactly how he was killed.
Yeah, and so it's just crazy how these things, how these laws.
That law is just infuriating for so many reasons.
Yeah.
It creates a narrative.
Right.
And it's like where do we draw? Like where's the line that qualifies for being, my life is in danger, I'm gonna kill you or shoot you? It's like, I just feel like that, like you said, it's so subjective. So it's like coming from a state like Florida where there are a lot of racist ass, backwards ass people there. It's like you created a narrative for them to go, oh well, this black guy walked in front of me too quickly. I felt threatened. Yeah. My gun. Like what are you going? And we've seen it. We've seen too many examples, especially growing up in Florida, where racial events, racially charged crimes like that have happened, and everyone's just like, well, I mean. A lot of times, more often than not, you have people like, well, I know we need to see both sides of the story. We need to see, like, what did he do for it to get to that point? Right. I can't even tell you how many times I've heard that come out of people's mouths in Florida. Well, what did he do? Well, what happened that led up to that point? It's like, what does it fucking matter what happened?
These are real
that
people.
That kid is dead now.
It's real people. I met Trayvon Martin's parents on Monday night, and it's just like, it just really made me realize this was real. Like, this wasn't just some headline. That me and Trayvon were both 16 when he died. We were born in the same month, and we would have graduated high school at the same time. So it was just like meeting them was crazy, because like literally I'm what their son should be. He should be living his dreams. He should be 22 years old living, and he's not. Purely because of this law. Because I'm a firm believer, people only do what you feel like you can get away with.
Exactly.
And so with him, George Zimmerman, you would never chase somebody down that's not bothering you if you didn't feel like you could get away with something like that.
And then the thing that still like kills me is the fact that, like, when you realized he was a kid and you still proceeded to shoot him.
I don't think he was a kid though, man. It's that whole idea of like,
black kids don't get to be kids.
Yeah. So, and it's not just like the law, because like a lot of states do have that law, but it's, guns make men out of pussies, you know what I mean? Like, I get to go out here and do something because I got this pistol in my pocket, like I'm a fucking cowboy right now, and I'm gonna go like, what are you doing in my neighborhood? And then you gotta pull it, and then
And the thing that scares me is, like, you look at how we've set this up. Cops disproportionately hover around like communities of color, poor communities, and then they're disproportionately charged in more crimes.
Right.
And then even when you're prosecuted for like things like stand your ground, you're more likely to get away with it if you're white and get prosecuted if you're black. So like, there's disadvantages at every single level. This is the institutional racism people will say that doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
And it's rampant actually.
Yeah. Because we all know damn well if a black man shot a white guy and claimed some stand your ground bullshit, that shit would not.
In fact, they probably even pull like, what you scared for? You black. Like, I guarantee a judge will say something.
I want someone to do it. I want someone to put on the case where they like argue that, and it'd be dope. It wouldn't be dope. But like,
it'd be dope. I mean, for the sake of science, for the sake of logistics,
it would be interesting if like
Aston about to make me lose my sponsor.
But like if say somebody would like bust back at the police or something and go, based on like what has been happening, I had a reasonable fear too.
Right.
Fear of
I
the
feel
police
threatened.
for my life. Right. And it won't work. I
No,
mean,
it would never work.
Oh,
It would-
no.
It would definitely spark a crazy conversation.
Yeah, that much is
Yeah.
certain.
Because
Yeah,
and
it's-
the thing is, that makes me scared because I've had situations. I remember so when I first moved to LA, I was an intern in Santa Monica. Not a lot of black people in Santa Monica, especially the really nice part where I was intern.
No.
And so I wouldn't get off till like 8, 9 o'clock. It'd be dark, so I'm walking in my car. One night, this older white woman was walking. I was like 15 feet away from her. And like I think she caught a glimpse of me, and she goes, and I got closer, and she goes, "Oh, you scared me!" And it's just like, what if she had a gun? Like it's just like I scared her. I made her fear for her life.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm scared of black
we're in
people.
California where we have some restrictions. on
Exactly.
guns.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If that had happened in Tallahassee or something, I might be a hashtag right now. You
Las
know,
Vegas,
Yeah.
Florida,
Crazy.
Texas,
Yeah.
right?
it's just crazy how guns are just so synonymous to American culture. Like it's literally.
It's the second thing that we were like, all right, what should we make this country about?
mean-
We were like, freedom, gun.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
What I try, and that's it's
High
very-
on the priority
It's
list.
great to
No.
bring that amendment up, but the thing is, that amendment was written when guns were shooting off one bullet at a time, and they were so
When
inaccurate.
you literally had to
It
stick a
wasn't-
stick in the
It wasn't
fucking
when you
thing.
could literally unload a clip on
No.
niggas and kill 30 people at one
No.
time. We didn't
Yeah.
have that amendment, and so
But
people.
still, it was 2.
Yes.
Still,
It
it
was
was
still
number
2.
2. Like
Yeah.
before, like, your like right to privacy or property or anything. It was
Mhm.
like you get to say what you want and
Have
then
a
you get
gun.
to shoot somebody for it.
Right.
Like that's it.
Well, it's like when you see who made those laws, who likes to say what they want and shoot somebody for it. We're gonna leave it at that.
Well, the ironic thing is like the Second Amendment doesn't cover everybody because
No.
look at Philando Castile. He didn't have Second Amendment
Exactly.
rights.
No.
And the big hypocrisy of all this is like, look at the NRA. They don't ever they don't get riled up when black people when they have their Second Amendment rights
Nope.
violated.
They do
It's
not.
just and that's the thing. I think one of the things that might mitigate some of these things is if we pushed forward and had more gun rights for black people.
It does.
But
Everybody always says if a bunch of black men went and bought a gun tomorrow, we would have gun control in America like that.
Well, I mean, they changed the gun laws in California
Because of the Black Panthers.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the reason we have gun
Yeah.
laws, is because of the Black Panthers.
Because they
armed
took
themselves.
advantage of the open carry laws, and they were
Exactly.
like, "That looks dangerous."
Nope.
Like, yeah.
If more black people had guns, we would have gun control and gun laws like that easily.
So strap up. It's like, wait, hold on.
I'm not saying strap up.
Wait, so
Go. We
should
need
go
more
by
guns so we
pieces?
can get less guns. If
Right.
we all go out and get guns, then they will pass gun control, and then lock us up for
Having guns.
Fuck.
That's what I'm saying. There's
We
no
should-
way to win guns.
no, we should lobby for black people to have the same
Yes.
rights with a gun that a white person
Exactly, because
has.
gun rights don't apply to people of color, man. It's crazy.
Not at all.
Because when you look at the amendments, they
Well-
weren't written with people of color in mind. They were written
No.
with. That's why whenever I read the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, I was like, that never had my black ass in mind. I don't care.
It had you in mind. You were just property.
You were property.